quite low in the low ground, but Carpe's able to defend his Winston, give Frankie a chance to heal up, and the Fusion have already made great inroads in accessing this first point.
Yeah, instead of diving onto that 76 in the back, they've kind of gone the opposite route, just taking Snake on the point, which is going to be tough. You have Logix trying to get on the point for the Mayhem, but if they kind of go too far away from Zupe or Zebasai, they're going to get picked off.
Yeah, Florida are being forced to stand and deliver now on the point. They have to contest this one. They've pretty much got a tick there already, and now it's going to be Tvik dropping down. This is when the hammer meets the anvil. Carpe in a great position to do work. Pulse bomb won't be required in this fight unless he wants to get a finish on one of these big tanks, but it may not be necessary. Over the top goes Swoosh. He drops the pulse bomb. A little bit of a gift at the feet of Swoosh. And there's nothing he can do but to accept it to his own demise.
And you see, once they see those supports alone on that back left, that's when the dive comes in. They're able to take out Zupe and Zebo.
What is that about?
The tactical crouch is coming out early here on Saturday.
Okay. So EQO needs to back right up here, and the Mayhem have a lot of ultimates to cycle through, but so do the Fusion, man. EQO with a sound barrier, waiting for a chance to get that Dragon Blade in, but he finds Logix with a melee.
Yeah, I think they were just waiting to get this Transcendence out. Zebasai finally uses it, but there's nobody alive. Swoosh gets a nano boost, jumps up top. He's gonna get hit with a pulse bomb, gets quite low. Now the blade's gonna come out.
Tvik trying to get away, but unfortunately the Super Soldier's not quick enough on his feet to avoid the blade. And EQO deals with Manatin's mech on the high ground. Now a Discord and Mini Diva is a very easy target to jump up. And it's going to be Logix trying to backstep off for the point. Still, not one tick yet. The first one's finally come up for the Fusion. Oh, great jump in. Frankie knocks back the Mayhem as they try and access the point and keep this one contested. Swoosh found himself on his own in his desperation to get to the point. He wasn't flanked or joined by his teammates. Now it's 1 by 1. Manatin comes forward. T-Suited taken down in short shrift, no doubt. Boombox does eat a Helix rocket from Tvik, but he's so low. Frankie gets the job done. And we know the Fusion like a scrap. I think the Mayhem noticed Carpe there. It does appear that Swoosh did cotton on to the issue. Now, Carpe only gets 84 health on the recall, so he still needs to be careful. He ate an orb there, but it wasn't enough to fell him. Neptuno being down here means the Fusion have to double down a little bit on this defense now.
But look at what they're doing. They've just pushed all the way through the Philadelphia Fusion. They've killed one player. They have Zupe still all the way in the back, so you're denying anything that the Zenyatta could get. Now they're going to double back to the point. You see they're able to get both supports yet again.
Carpe low on HP, as he has been for much of this fight. Poco being de-suited now, and Carpe just trying to push away. Self-destruct from Poco claims Tvik now, and there's more work to be done. Swoosh barely hits the ground in primal range, and he is removed from the situation. It was Carpe with a final bit of damage. They're going to keep Logix staggered. They're actually more than happy to let him run around a little bit. There's not much Logix can really do on his own, and that's going to be time now into overtime. But the rest of Florida Mayhem don't have the ability to close to get to the point, and EQO just gets some style points, to quote Semler, to finish it off.
For the Fusion, it's going to make it difficult for the Mayhem to attack. It's going to be on Tvik to just be able to put down a ton of damage, and then Logix to finish off those kills.
EQO has to be careful. He's actually walking a fine line here, taking a lot of damage. Needs to wait for his take-a-breather cooldowns, and he doesn't make it. Well, Zebasai caught him from the point. Poco going to be unceremoniously de-suited and dealt with. And the Mayhem now come back in with a little bit more flair. The first fight looks stellar from them, and have a look at this. Look at the damage Tvik was able to do in that fight to get him so close to attack visor. You could say much the same for Logix, whereas Carpe is a third of his ultimate percentage.
Nice advantage in terms of ultimates. See, Logix already with a pulse bomb, Tvik with attack visor, immediately a change from the Fusion. EQO goes over to Genji.
Logix looking for the pulse bomb, he often is. Doesn't quite connect, but Neptuno's quite low. He needs to bound backwards here. Lucio desperately trying to give himself a little bit more of that healing, but EQO, that's the DC they were looking for, and now it's going to open things up a little bit more for the pressure of the Fusion. Sound barrier going to help them. Makes a far more robust an approach. His moments of brilliance as well, because we see them all the time. It's like too much of a good thing. Maybe not such a great thing. Logix, sneaky man. Oh, he gets the one clip and the melee to finish it off, but EQO's out of plans. He responds very quickly. 5v5 now. EQO has a Dragon Blade, but it's not quite high enough in HP to really risk using it. Now, though, it's an option. Gets himself that Mega. Zebo's eating shurikens from across the map at Swoosh, and the rest of the Mayhem collapse on what was left of the Fusion on the point. Force them off. Poco's down. Tvik with a tactical visor, but he'd hate to have to use it right now. The Fusion want to hold on as long as they can. Get some stall.
Well, they're going to use their Transcendence plus Blade here and try and take the point right back. See, EQO uses his dash, now trying to chase Tvik down, finally gets him.
Hey, it was lucky actually to get out alive. Swoosh was trying to chase him down. Swoosh obviously peeled off the target eventually, but Logix has found Frankie. This fight's still going, ladies and gentlemen. Now the Mayhem are back to the point, and they're mad.
See what Philly throws at him.
Yeah. Oh, we have a Transcendence being used here by Zulpe, sound barrier via the fusion. Boombox has his Transcendence as well. Oh, the support ultimates are going to be used in this fight. But for the time being, the Mayhem have pole position. They're up on this point, looking comfortable. Frankie getting blown up by a pulse bomb here, and you can see Zeverside just trying to control the outsides, boot people back as they try and flank in. But EQO, he's waiting. He's got a Dragon Blade. He knows how to use it. Vic being down is going to make this job that much easier. Also, Swoosh being so low on HP means that EQO just needs a swift strike to get the job done. One more Shuriken would have dealt with Zeverside.
EQO just putting down some damage. Probably just waiting to see they get a call from a team. That's going to be huge. I mean, Manitin now, they're going to have to wait a few seconds. They may not get it back for this next fight. They have no support ults to deal with this, but EQO falls.
That could be the opening they're looking for here. Poco's on the point, getting his hands a bit dirty, and Swoosh is taking a heck of a lot of damage because Carpe was there. Poco and Carpe working the point together. Manitin attempts to get there with the Doom Fist.
So, you know, they'll have EQO play 76. It's kind of like a little bit of a advantage of what they get with him in the lineup over Shadowburn. Shadowburn, one of the best Genjis in the world. You know, his Pharah is really good. EQO can play the hit scan as well, right? So it doesn't force Carpe to switch off of that Tracer role he's so good at.
That's such a high value res here, bringing the Mercy in. The Mayhem don't have one. Neptuno gets Fraggy back, so that's a good 500 HP worth of hero back on the field. Sama, of course, makes a big difference in these fights. A note here. The Fusion didn't really commit heavily to that point. They actually played off around the side for the most part. A lot of that being centered around EQO, who's the pivot point here for the Fusion. Still retain control here. The Mayhem, for all the fighting, for all the bluff and blunder, man, they haven't captured the objective.
Yeah, they're going to use a sound barrier and try and engage here. It's going to be Carpe who gets onto the point, just trying to stall us out for the Fusion. Another Mercy res comes in here for the Fusion as well. You bring Fraggy up into the fight. The Mayhem, though, they flip the point in their favor.
Yeah, Fraggy being resurrected up there, but getting taken down by a pulse bomb almost immediately after. Logix was saving that one just for him.
Finishing off all that damage that Vic's putting down.
That Mercy res was quite big, getting a Fusion back up to a full roster, but the Transcendence now being committed to the fight here for Zulpe, and Logic's been looking for a target. Oh, he almost gets burst completely down. EQO with a tactical visor. No one can really afford to pick their head out of the hiding holes, and Carpe punishes people who group up inside. It's a hammer and anvil. The EQO can just sit back, and this is what he does in this round. 76, comfortable. Just getting these long-range hit scan damage down, and Mayhem can't really access him right now.
And Valkyrie provides so much healing there for the Philadelphia Fusion, and you get a res on the Poco. Looks like the Philadelphia Fusion trying to swing this one back in their favor. It'll be attack visor here from Tavik. He's able to get one, forces Carpe out.
Risky.
You're going to get Carpe as well. Tavik gets two there.
I feel like Carpe was trying to quickly cap the point for the Fusion very briefly, so they weren't going to give away that extra percentage, but again, he probably didn't know how long was left on the attack visor. He misjudged it. The Fusion get it back regardless.
Get early, be a little bit more aggressive.
Environmental kill potential is also big. Cannot be disregarded on a map like this one, but that's the sound barrier here. The Mayhem had a Lucio a lot earlier than the Fusion, and so they're going to have themselves the sound barrier. Frankie fences himself some alone time here with the backline. Tavik now is going to be the target of his scrutiny, and there's nothing he can do. Juggled up against the wall. He drops down. Just inexorable pressure from the Fusion. Yes, Swoosh manages to knock EQO off the edge of the map, and Zeverside found Boombox there. 2 environmental kills. There may not be enough even still at this stage. It's just Swoosh up on the point there over time. Or you can see it, ladies and gentlemen, it's now desperate situations for Florida Mayhem. Dire straits. Vic needs to throw himself at this point. Logix is there, keeping it ticking along. And now the trend's in. Oh, no! Oh, that was perfect from Pogo. Redirecting. They've got to be careful, because they put themselves in a small corridor against a Junkrat.
Yeah, there's no Winston on the side of the Florida Mayhem, so Swoosh is playing Roadhog here. Typically, you would see Manitin play Roadhog, but they want to keep Manitin on that Diva role. You see they push Florida Mayhem all the way back to the cafe. That'll be one tick. A lot of progress going here over to Philly.
So the Mayhem are being put on a house arrest. They can't even get out of the cafe at this stage. Echo, the man at the door, reflecting the damage back and then joining up on that high ground. He wants to go over very roundabout way, but he's hunting Tavik. And Echo dive bombs him. Still around, of course, but that's big. Logic's falling straight after an Echo. Or EQO, should I say, make it very, very hard. Zeverside eats a melee attack. That's a huge fight for EQO. Oh, give him some twinings after that one. Why not? That was impressive.
And by the time they went there, it was like exactly what Philadelphia wanted. They got both support ults. Then EQO can use his Dragon Blade, just cut right on through. The payload is pretty much moved uncontested here, getting very close to taking point B. Carpe with a pulse bomb. Oh, he nailed it on the Manitin.
Yep, just as Manitin was being ejected from his mech load, no less. That is massive. Even though there was a self-destruct that got off, it doesn't really matter. No one was really there to see it. Carpe picks up Zeverside in the air, and Zulpe knows he's endangered species right now. He will fall.
Dragon Blade to come on this next attack. And close the map out.
Oh, Tvik, be careful, you may have bitten up more than you can chew here, son. Oh no, it's danger territory. EQO was saving that Dragon Blade. He didn't even use one when Tvik had used two, and yes, it looks like it's time to start the fight. Now, down barrier, the doors are open, and the Fusion are looking to take advantage of the man deficit. The disadvantage of the Mayhem have put themselves in there. Tvik going for a little bit too much, and now it's going to come back to bite him in the rear. Dragon Blade expires. Now Pomerate Winston over on the point, but Swoosh is taken down despite his inflated health pool. Now the chase on his Everside, an easy dispatch. Manhattan desuited. Pulse bomb dropped on him, and now will be taken down very quickly. And EQO is all about this fight. Boombox falls in the backline, but Carpe once again goes and deals with the problem with Logix. There it is, the Fusion. Get the job done. Dragon Blade finds very little for it, and guess who now has a chance just to roam around? Carpe seizing space and kills as he goes through. Self-destruct. Manhattan was no way he was going to get away from that one. And Swoosh is going to get blocked out. Frankie's not going to let him out. He's just going to sit there with 1 HP, get staggered. He actually does fall. Frankie actually is down as well. It was Swoosh, sorry, being corralled in, and this is it. 10 seconds left.
They can get pretty aggressive here, though. You have a whole hog to knock them back, and you have both your support ults here. They're going to fall back to the point as the push starts to come in.
Now, EQO go take a breather now. Time for the whole hog just to push back the Florida Mayhem here. It's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of speed here for Florida. They pressure forward. They know they need to go for this one now, but EQO gets stuck. Another take a breather. Somehow this man is still alive. Chain hook cooldown is available now. He's looking for his next target. It might be Logix. He doesn't connect the hook, but he finds him with a headshot. Cleans him up with a scrap gun at point blank range. There's no way you're coming back from that one. Swoosh is his next quarry, and that's going to be it. The Fusion will take the series at 3-0 with 1 match to play. Backs up a little bit there. Take a fair bit of damage. Just benefiting from the healing right now. Neptune, all Dragon Blade time. EQO wants to start the party. There's 2 already. Backing away. Quick reflect there as finally managed to turn his attention to the very angry Cyber Ninja. But I mean, he's already cut the legs out from under the Mayhem, and he's going to get more. Silpe just gets broken into little pieces, and EQO, multi-kill god as he has been in this series, will pave the way for the Fusion to get that first checkpoint.
To Vic at the high ground as 76, so Netuno, one of the better battle mercies that we had. Stage 1, bringing it into stage 2. Here's EQO with the Dragon Blade. I wonder if they're going to use it when they see these players. Yep, that bottom left-hand corner.
What do you do about this one? Again, I'm pretty sure Zuppe is awfully used to this exact kind of situation. Nothing to be done. Frankie gets a brace of kills with the Primal Rage alone. And the Fusion with 3 minutes and 20 on the clock. Again, for it, if his team are staggered at that moment. Carpe trying to deal with Logix here. Make it very, very hard, and Woy doesn't quite land the grappling hook. Doesn't matter though, because EQO was there to help out.
You see Tvik switch over to May, just trying to stall this out. The Dragon Blade comes through, but there's that big transcendence. But you see, they actually split Swoosh off from the rest of the team. They did a nice job body blocking the spawn door. Now it's going to force the stagger out here from Florida.
Now, Tvik going to use that ice block, and Logix trying to give a bit of tickle on towards the point, but he knows he can't stay for too long. Self-destruct from Manhattan. Dome dropped down there by Frankie, and that was EQO hiding inside of it. He's not affected now by that self-destruct. That's going to be the Valkyrie here for Neptuno. He already got the big res on Frankie. Again, a lot of value in that resurrect play. He's been very good at setting up the Fusion to keep fighting in these protracted engagements, and Carpe now can sit back and play a bit of whack-a-mole. Swoosh put down. Unsightly looking yellow wall thrown up by Tvik there as well, just to displace, but he's knocked away. Determination, evident. That's the way the Fusion been playing this map out. Carpe bought 3 seconds just from standing on the bridge and looking at them. Now EQO is down. Neptuno might fancy trying to go for a bit of, yeah, he does get the Resurrector. He didn't have to use the Valkyrie to do that, which he does now. Roll with Carpe, who again, he's watching the payload. He needs to make sure that they don't get back capped. The rest of the Fusion are trying to pinch them here from 2 sides. Self-destruct, throwing in walk and poke, fine for it, very little. He's actually taken down by Tvik's Dragon Blade after he gets out of the mech. He was hoping to be able to resuit with that play, but it won't be an option for him now. Frankie's in front of Tvik, not focusing down the Genji yet, and the Primal Rage is being used just to buy a little bit more time. Again, Valkyrie having timed out a few seconds ago. It looks like the Fusion know they need to give a little bit of space here. Maybe regroup and come back into the fight with full force.
Oh, they're able to get onto the payload in the final seconds. Fraggy contests it. It's going to be the sound barrier that comes in for the Florida Mayhem, trying to keep everybody topped up. It'll be Fraggy getting resurrected there by Neptuno. He's just trying to make a difference on the payload, but this one looks like one that Florida should be able to take, Mitch.
Another one of those classic Zuppe moments. He gets himself 2 kills at D-Suit, then Zebasai finds 1. Finally, the Mayhem wake up. Dire Straits will be putting it very politely.
Position that comes out for the Philadelphia Fusion. Not really too determined on holding that high ground for Philadelphia. You want to take the fight on the ground with this dive.
Zuppe down already. That's not what the Mayhem are looking for here. Getting snarled up on this part of the map would surely be their downfall. Frankie and EQO have actually fallen though, so good response from the Mayhem. losing a Zenyatta early in the fight. A Zenyatta who had Transcendence no less and still able to come back. Zebasai is actually really starting to tick up now. He found a couple kills in that last fight. He kills Neptune and one Carpe in that one.
Genji just used his blade, will go over to Widowmaker, so trying to get an early pick that could open things up here for the Mayhem. He's going to get it. He's going to get one on the boombox.
Oh, Super is low as well. That's not the start. Neptuno, big resurrect from him, but Poco's been desuited rather early on into the fight, but it may not matter. Tuvix's now gone, so they don't have the Widowmaker that can just sit back in the distance. I think that was a back cap attempt from the Florida Mayhem with the Philadelphia Fusion. They're just too canny for the cantankerous Floridians now. Carpe's in, desuit Manhattan, Swash remove, he'll find another one and get the job done. Clean as a whistle, Carpe. Judge, jury, and executioner he has been in this series. And with no time left, Logix can only attempt. It was a token effort to get back. And they will fall short. The Mayhem in general